We're going to get out our pan and get it ready first. We're going to start with a good sized stock pot. It needs to be large enough that you'll be able to put the chicken in it and then completely cover the chicken with water. And we've got a lid for it. Then we're going to take a whole chicken. This one is about 4 pounds. And we're going to rinse it off before we put it in the pot. Sometimes Mom would use chicken thighs with the skin on and the bones in, or chicken legs. Either way, you need chicken that has the bones in it and the skin and the fat and everything, because that is what makes the good flavor. So next we're going to give the chicken a little bath here. So I have the chicken in a bowl for those who are concerned about rinsing it off in their sink, either contaminating the sink or the sink not being clean enough for the chicken. I'm rinsing this chicken as my mother always has, and I know on the internet it tells you, well, don't rinse chicken because you might spread around some germs. Well, we're going to boil this chicken for about an hour and a half anyway, so if you had some concern about germs, that should take care of that. So once we've rinsed this all off well, then we're going to put it in the pan. I put the chicken in the pan where I already had put some water. I didn't fill up the pan or anything because I didn't want the chicken to splash when I put it in the water. I don't have quite enough water in there right now because some of the chicken is sticking out. So I'm going to add some more water to it to make sure that the chicken is completely covered with water. I'm also going to add some salt to it. There'll also be salt in the noodles, and then you can add salt later if you need. I tend to undersalt because I don't like too much added salt. But we're going to put some salt in here. I added about a tablespoon of salt and a little bit more water, just enough to completely cover the chicken. Then I'm going to put a cover on it, and I'm going to turn the heat on to high. I have an electric stove, as does Mom. So I'm going to turn it on to high and then just wait for it to start to boil. And once it does, then I'm going to turn it down to a medium low. Anyway, I'm going to try and get it so it's just simmering. And once it starts simmering, then I will let it cook like that for about an hour and a half. I'll check it every once in a while just to make sure that there's still plenty of water, see if I need to add more water, and then we will just let it cook. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half and the chicken is all done. It's just ready to fall apart. So we're going to take it out and let it cool and debone it, and then we're going to use the broth. Okay, we've got all our ingredients ready for our noodle making. We've got eggs. We're going to do a dozen eggs. The more eggs, the more noodles. And flour and salt. And Gigi, our master noodle maker here, is going to teach Emmy, her great-granddaughter, how to do it, because me, Emmy's grandma, loves noodles, and Emmy has to learn how to make them so I can eat them. Right, Em? Is that why you're learning it? So I can eat them?
Goodness.
And we'll probably put a little milk in when we're done, but this is it for now. Okay, I had to make a trip to my house for an extra egg, and so that we've got 13 eggs in there now, and they put in a cup of milk while I was gone. So now getting ready to roll them out. Emmy's flouring the board.
Do a little more, babe. Because you don't want it to stick. That'll be good.
Flour.
Roll it over and put flour in it more.
More flour on it?
On this. On
Turn your dough over
Oh, yeah.
so both sides have flour.
Yeah, like that. And then you can roll out. Because otherwise, you know, they stick to it. Yeah, that's done now.
Yeah, it didn't kick on.
Well, I haven't been using it that much, so. I flip it over now, babe. Yep.
And you can like spread the flour around on the board because the dough absorbs the flour. So before when you flip it over again, spread the flour.
Just take a little flour out of the bag and put a sprinkle on there. Push her down, buddy.
They know how thin you want it.
Let's see, you're gonna be rolling it up.
You can do it side to side too,
I know.
since you're running out of space.
You know, I sprinkle flour on top of that so it's easier to, you know, do them.
Is that fine? You just want me to hold it?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't squish it together when you roll it up. Just do it lightly. And they grow, so don't make them too wide.
Looks like they might be gonna be hard to get apart.
That's okay. This is the first one.
Never be afraid to use the flour.
Get them all unrolled and laid out. Although Mom never did the layout to dry, but we do get them all unrolled at least, and they do get a tiny bit drier because they're easier to handle. That's true. You did go trick-or-treating. Do you remember what your costume was?
No, probably wasn't much of anything.
You were a pothead. You had a cooking pot on your head, and you and Katie were potheads when you went trick-or-treating. So you said Grandma Umholtz used to make noodles. How many eggs did she have to do?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because when you were little, there would have been 9 kids and 2 adults.
And that wasn't counting like other people come in, you know.
Right. Right. Did you guys help?
Yeah, we did.
Is that how you learned to do it? Well, Emmy already I think, is starting to become an expert in rolling them.
Yes, she's just really flipping right along.
See, if Emmy learns how to do this, then when she's off work on a Sunday and thinking, boy, I'd really like some of Gigi's noodles, she can just make her some.
I'll have to make sure I have my eggs first, though.
Yeah. Well, you could make half as many.
Yeah.
Maybe they're good leftover.
Yeah.
There's Gigi's official noodle cutting knife, but I gave Emmy a different one to use. We got the official noodle making board and rolling pin.
It sounds like a competition for food.
What were you doing for 75 cents an hour, Mom?
Stapling labels on the gloves and boxing them.
Yeah, what was the name of the company?
Boss Glove Factory.
Yeah.
A while ago.
I think Marla Kaiser worked at the one in Kiwani.
Yeah.
Maybe probably about this around the same time that you did, since you two are about the same age.
Yeah.
So Emmy, is Gigi helping or is she causing trouble?
She's feeding dog.
Well,
She says, oops, I knocked one over, and then Ruffles just eats it.
This fell, didn't it, Ruffles? Yeah, this fell.
I've been feeding Ruffles more of them than I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you need a fork, Em?
That works better.
Just a little bit.
So you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor this way.
Yeah. Well.
That one's on my arm.
Oh,
Why is there a noodle on your arm?
I laid against it, I guess.
Ruffles is like, I'll take it from you, don't worry.
Yeah, I had a noodle on my arm.
So now we've got Mom's big noodle pot getting ready to go with the broth boiling in there. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to cook them, and we've got our broth boiling, and Emmy is going to drop them in one at a time while I stir it. We got to stir it like that carefully so that they don't stick together when they go in. So we're going to get them all in there.
Flour in your stir.
Yeah. Okay, we got all the noodles in, and it's coming back to a boil. It was a good rolling boil when we were putting them in, and with that and stirring them, that keeps them from sticking together. Although once in a while there's a lump of one that's not totally unrolled or something, and that's always been my favorite. And it looks like we can use a little more liquid. I did add 2 of the boxes of canned chicken broth to this. an addition to the broth that we made from the whole chicken, but I'm also going to add a little water here because I want it to have enough liquid that they can cook freely. I'm also going to turn it down a little so it's not boiling quite so hard, and then we'll just let them cook. And this kind of, you gotta just cook them until they're done. You can cut one open and make sure that it's cooked all the way through. It shouldn't look, solid and whatever. It should be fluffier inside. So that's it. All we have left to do is eat them. We got some beautiful noodles. She says, how are they so beautiful? They look beautiful to me. They taste good too. But what did she do wrong? What can she do better?
Nothing.
It's perfect, huh?
Yeah.
So she's got the grandma Holz GG noodle cooking down pat.
Yeah.
I knew she could do it. But I don't know, would you be able to do it without Ruffles' help?
Oh goodness.
Ruffles is a big helper.
Oh yeah, she taste tested them for us.
Waits
Yeah.
for a bite of everything.
That's how you know if they're good,
Oh, yeah.
if Ruffles likes them.
Oh yeah. Well, Russ will take anything you drop. You got
Ruffles, why do you have flour on your head and on your butt? What have you been doing? Are you helping?
Oh goodness, it's falling. Oh.
Somebody has to clean this mess, Emmy, so.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just holding my hand.